Welcome to another build episode on my Double-Cab 79 series, and today we are going to talk about lighting. Spotlights, lights, work lights, side lights, all the basic lighting that I'm going to be putting on the outside and externals of my vehicle. The brands I've chosen and why I've decided to go with those brands. So let's get into it. Basically, in the lighting game, there's a huge number of guys producing lights. But with being a bit of a motorsport head myself and loving cars and that side of things, one brand that really stands out for me, as far especially the M Sport, the rally sport side of things, is the guys from Lazer. Now Lazer are a British company, so it's British made, packed, sourced, designed. They all do it there in England, and it's their workmanship is fantastic. So Lazer LED High Performance Lighting is the guys that I decided to go with. And now I've got stockists and I'm supplying into Australia as well. So happy that I didn't have to import these all the way from overseas. Now we've got full backup here in Aussie on them as well. So super happy about that. Now, let's get into a bit firstly of what I wanted to achieve with the lights. Now, my main goal is using different lights in the past. I really want to try and get to light that has got not just good spread of light, but focused long distance. Sometimes it's, and also a good quality on the color of the light. So your eyes see naturally a yellower light. The sun has got a yellower light versus a bluer light. So, you know, getting something down a bit more so it's not too bright, which when you put the lights on, you get a lot of white out. It almost looks like when you're driving in fog or mist and you put the brights on your vehicle and you get this backlash of white light. So I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to get proper clarity and good long distance lighting. Now, what we have with the lights is one of the models that the guys do is the RRR Elite model version of light. Now what this is, it's a long distance beam focus. So the difference is with compared to a lot of other light bar brands or LED bar manufacturers or light manufacturers, is guys often have the LED in the back of the lens. So like a torch. Basically LED comes on and that is giving or emitting the original part and main beam of the light, and the lens kind of does a bit of the work, but it's really focused on the light. The difference with these guys is their LEDs actually run at the bottom of the bar. So the LEDs are lying on the bottom facing upwards, and they're using really amazing optics with their lenses to focus, well, the optics basically on the mirror on the back of the light, focusing the light to what they need. So instead of relying on the LED's output for focusing, they're relying on the mirror effect off the back of the light and are really being able to focus the light beam with the different mirrors, as it were, coming off the back of the lights on these. So this light bar, to give you an idea, it's got 24 lights, hence the name RRR24. It's got 24 little LEDs in it. It will draw about just under 22 amps at maximum light at about 14 odd volts. So it is drawing a fair bit of power. I'm not really worried about that. It's going to be hooked up to my main crank battery or my engine driving battery, so I'm not really fussed about that. But the biggest thing for me is distance. Now, to give you an idea, a lot of light or distance in light is measured in the form of a lux. Now, one lux is equivalent of a moonlight at full moon. So what you can see in a full moon, dark sky, well, black night, with a one moonlight, that is basically one lux. Now, to give you an idea, this bar will do huge distances. I mean, we're talking 1,170 odd meters. It's over a kilometer at one lux, okay? And just over 600 meters or 680 meters almost, giving you 3 luxes. So that's 3 moonlights at 600 meters away. That is massive light output. So I'm really excited to actually see this. I've never ever owned such a powerful light, especially in a light bar format before. So I'm really excited to see this. Now, the big thing that really gets me with lights is looking just at quality builds, and there's a lot of cheap products out there. I decided to go with something that, yes, it costs a lot, but you could really, with these guys, buying bang for buck. Now, I'll give you an idea. Packaging, packaging is a lot of things. Well, when you buy these lights in, they've got their barcodes, each of the individual lights, but it actually comes with a little certificate. Now, each light is certified and basically signed off and dated on the light itself. Just a little bit of extra, giving you that head knowledge that, hey, I'm buying a very high-end product and really focused on quality. Now, 5,000 Kelvin is the lighting temperature of the lights, so that's really going to be good for long-distance vision and will be a bit clearer than the bluer lights out there. Also, the front of these lights have got a extremely tough, virtually unbreakable polycarbonate lens or lens cover on the front end. So heavy duty, going to handle those rocks and stuff flying. Now, these guys got their name from the rally industry, so if it's good enough for the rally guys, it's going to be more than good enough for me on that side of things as far as longevity and strength goes. So super, basically super excited. Other than that, this light is effectively going to come and fasten in front of my bar about there. Right, so I've got some brackets from Front Runner. While we're here, I've got the big Front Runner roof rack coming in as my platform. That's going to support all my lights all around, easy to bolt into the Front Runner slats as they're all slotted with M8 slots. And more than enough space for me up here to still load timber, firewood, max tracks, different products I'll be able to still get on top. So just giving you guys an idea, Front Runner do a really nice LED light bar mount. So I've ordered a set of that in, and that's going to come out in the front there. One thing to note, when you are fitting roof lights, especially the front bar up high, is you're going to want to switch it on and then do adjustments on it. I've had it before where light comes in and glares back up off the dashboard or off the angles on the bonnet back in your face, and basically when you put the lights on, it blinds you. So it's going to be getting it nice and far enough forward that I want to actually get that light throwing over the bonnet and into the distance. So that's the big triple R coming on the front there. Now, next one are the side lights. Now, I wanted to go with side lights. For me, a big thing is driving up the beach or driving into a campsite where your campsites are 200 or 300 meters off the water's edge, where the hard sand is where you're driving. You really struggle to see when you're arriving into camp at night or within a camping zone at night where the entrances are off the beach. And what I tend to do is drive and turn and face my front headlights up the sand dune and up the sand dune and up the sand dune, trying to find the entrance points into the campsite. So what I'm doing instead is I'm going to be running these littles. Now, these little guys are called the, these are basically your ST2 range. Now, Evolution ST2 range, also by the same guys, Lazer. Now, these are going to come on the sides of my vehicle, and I'm going to have two. It's probably an overkill, but I'm going to have two on the driver's side and two on the passenger side. So the goal is when I'm driving up the beach, I can flip a switch while still driving in a straight line. I can light up the sides into the dunes to find those camping spots. So it's going to be awesome for that purpose. So why I went with these ST2s basically is because they are a spotlight and not a wide beam light or a spreader light, okay? So I wanted something that gets me the distance. So even these little guys, even though they're small light, will still get me almost 200 meters of light at one lux. So one big moonlight at 200 meters away, which is for me is adequate. That's about the range that I'm needing. So yeah, nice little light, very neat. Now notice on all of these lights, guys, that I've been holding is just the size of the heat sink at the back of this. Now with any LED, heat is the killer, okay? So bigger the heat sink, the more heat it's going to disperse, probably the longer the light's going to last and the better quality light you're going to have as well. So massive heat sinks, they are a bulky light. This specific range, they have got other narrower lights, and the other nice thing which Lazer do are grill mounted lights, and they've really specialized in that. So when you're not running big bull bars and bumpers, they do some stunning grill mounted lights. So yeah, you can definitely look into that. It's lazerlamps.com is their website. Now other than that, these are IP67 rated, and they come with a 5-year warranty, and the LEDs are rated for 50,000 hours, which is huge. I don't think I'll run lights that long, but yeah, we'll see how, it'll probably outlive me. But that's going to be awesome. So I got these. Then at the rear of the tent, I wanted a light which operates both as a work light, in other words, giving me a widespread beam, which is my camp light. So I get into camp, I wanted to illuminate the whole campsite and set up camp. And I also wanted a light that I can plug into my reverse, or have a reverse light. So what I'll probably do is have a separate switch for when I'm reversing and I'm backing up to hook on a boat trailer or something, or I'm backing up, reversing into camp, and I want to see a nice widespread. The reverse lights on the standard tubs aren't very bright, so I've gone with what they call the Lazer LED utility series light. So this is utility 25. It's a 4 bulb light. I'm going to have 2 of those, and they're going to be mounted underneath the rear of the tent. And the nice thing with this, when you mount them, you can actually swivel them into position as well. So I can literally get into camp, reverse into camp, get into where I need to be, and I can put my hand up, turn the light, and light the side of the camp, or turn it the other way and light the opposite side. So I'm going to have one on the passenger side, one on the driver's side of that. And yeah, that's going to be my work lights at the back. Now, to give you an idea, the side light being the driver's side lights, the little ST2s, rights and lefts, passengers, as well as my rear work lights, are all going to be wired to the lithium battery at the back, or the secondary battery. The reason for that is, when I get into camp and I turn my lights off, I can use all of those lights as work lights if I want to, or to set up camp. I can use either of those to set up camp. Also, what I like doing is, if you're trying to light up an area where you go fishing, like let's say you want to go down to the edge of the waterhole, or the edge of the sea, or the ocean, and you want to get some light, just lighting the way, like on a dark night against the beach, I can leave a work light on, or I can leave the side lights on to give me that little bit of light so I can find the car easily, and I can also see down the beach or between maybe a forest if I'm casting close to a dam or a lake. I can actually get a bit of light in there so that I actually walk through and don't fall over anything. So have those wired up to the rear. However, the big boy light is going to be wired to the crank battery, and it's going to be wired to my bright lights, the brights, or the high beams, as it were. Now that is a requirement here in Australia, but it's also pretty smart. So you flick your lights onto normal driving lights, go into high beam, and then have a separate switch to put the light bar on. Once the switch is on, and if I'm driving off-road, every time I want to use the big light, I literally just have to hit the high beam on the steering wheel, and that will actually illuminate that. So I didn't go into too much depth on the lights as far as technical aspects. Really, there's a lot of information on their websites and more of the scientific side of things on there. For me, it was high-end quality coming from a reputable source that has been in the industry, especially in the rally industry, ticks my boxes, extremely well built, and a massive heat sink keeping that heat down on the lights. So those are the focuses that I really went with, and I cannot wait to get these on and show you how bright these things are on the beach, and I can't wait to see myself. So thanks for staying tuned for this episode of my 79 series double cab build. Yeah, we'll get these all bolted into place, all wired in, and yeah, stay tuned for next time. Catch you later. Don't forget to go bush.